Well, and in this season of giving, it's like, are we willing to be unwrapped, right? To show up and be the gift to like ourselves, to others, to the situation, and it may not actually be doing anything.
No. And I think there's so much of like, we have to bring something. Even if you go somewhere, it's like, oh, I don't want to walk in without something. It's like, well, you're not actually walking in without something. You're actually walking in with, you are the best that it could have, the best hostess a gift. You are it if you be present, if you are connected to Source and in that space, right?
I love that.
But I do think it's very much about the unwrapping and unveiling and allowing the defenses and the armor that you were speaking to. I think we all have that where we cover up the light. It's like, well, we can be present, but if it's covered up by a chainmail suit and then a armor on top of it and then hoodie and a puffy jacket on top, it's like, how much light is really going to get out of there?
Yeah. Well, and it's that piece about being okay to be perfectly imperfect. Just showing ourselves, showing up.
Most important, I think, if anything, that we are already it. And I think that's what Jesus was trying to show us, and that's what is repeated often, is like, you are already, you are love. We are love. It's just, it gets clouded and we accumulate so much stuff. But you're right, the call is to show up exactly as we are, who we are, where we are, with all our imperfections, all our whatever we think is not good enough for someone else. And I think that mostly we think it's not good enough for God. But God sees everything and knows everything and sees us all the time. It's funny that first script, the thing when I was doing the opening prayer, it's such a beautiful scripture from Psalms, but where can I go to hide from your presence? Like, why would we want to hide from presence? And yet I see myself all the time trying to duck and swerve and like, maybe I can get out of this and I don't have to do this and how can I? Well, I don't really want to do that. And it's like all of those things are me somehow trying to like bargain or something with God, rather than just be me. What the me, as much of the me as I can bring, as much as of the grace that I can bring, as much of the mercy, as much of the compassion, and as much of the love, and all the rest too, and just notice that and say, hey, this is me.